And welcome everyone to yet another edition of Triple Threat Talk. And as you can see, Failmaster Jones is still not here.
Last week we had Michael Hayes on, and I appreciated it. It was
awesome.
It was awesome to have Michael Hayes on. Get his insight about certain topics, not just wrestling, but everything from football to whatever we talked about last week.
Right.
But
He's very knowledgeable.
Right. But so Postmaster Jones is still not here. So we gotta fill the void with somebody. Do you know anybody we can get?
Yes, I do. Ladies and gentlemen, one Mr. Randy Torres!
Doctor?
Yo.
He's not here. You sure about that? He's not here.
Well, how about you? Do you know anybody?
Actually, yes. I have somebody. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Triple Threat Talk set. One Mr. Brandon Espinoza. What? What?
I don't think he's here.
Well,
I think today, actually, we have the one, the only, the one to be proud of.
Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Don't you wish your girlfriend was a freak
just came
like
across
me?
my desk. That
Nothing?
he's not here
He's
either.
not here either?
No. Oh, okay. I do have a guest for us. I do have a guest. Special guest. The former OVW heavyweight champion himself, Mr. Rudy Switchblade. Yeah, Switchblade. Yeah. Switchblade.
He's not here.
Switchblade.
He's not here either.
Switchblade.
No.
Okay. So now what do we do?
What
the heck?
Daniel
Bryan?
What?
Yes! Yes!
You're not doing
Yes! 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 From Daniel Bryan! Yes! Hey, Postmaster Jones. Yes! Can we start the show now? Yes! Oh,
Are you a fail?
Yes! Yes! Let's start the show.
I'm James Moose Thomas. I'm Johnny Spade, the new Ohio Valley heavyweight champion with the pretty new belt around my waist.
I'm Shiloh Jones.
My name is Ron Head. I'm the announcer for OVW. I'm Jamin Olivencia.
I'm Alex Silva. I'm Rocco Bellagio. I'm Kerry Bodie, the Ohio Valley Wrestling fan advocate.
Raphael Constantine.
I'm Rand Perez. My name's Muhammad Ali. Baez. I'm Paradise.
This is Jack Black.
This is Ohio Valley Wrestling referee Chris Sharpe. This is Sexy Sean Casey. I'm Chris Silvio. This is Michael Hayes. This is Jason White.
You're watching Triple Threat Talk.
Alright, ladies and
So look
gentlemen.
who's back.
Now that we have Postmaster Jones
Hi,
back,
guys.
it's good to be back. How was WrestleMania?
WrestleMania was awesome, absolutely amazing, a fun time. My very first one, just like he said it would be absolutely amazing. Just the aura and the experience to be there and to be present for, Rock and Cena, Triple H, Taker, CM Punk, Chris Jericho, all the, the fireworks, the flyover, Lillian Garcia singing America the Beautiful, brings chills to my arms. It was all just, the show and the entertainment was amazing. It was worth all the one thing that was an absolute fail.
I haven't missed that at all.
Because we all know we can't go anywhere and probably there's going to be a fail. The one thing that was an absolute atrocity was the fact, and I told you about this, $40 to park at the stadium for the show.
Wow.
$40 to park.
That's 8 weeks of OVW shows.
Exactly. I was like, really?
Wow.
Really?
Come on. And the problem is,
Come on, man.
there's really nothing else around there. So you were kind of stuck paying the $40. But
40 times 78,000 people.
I know.
That's a nice payday.
Now you know why they grossed $8.9 million.
Technically, that 78,000 people could have, been in 4 people in one car.
But it's a parking lot that's been around since the 70s.
Yeah, that's expensive.
Golly.
So,
But other than that,
it
was very good.
You're back to work here.
I'm back to work, begrudgingly.
Begrudgingly.
I tried to lock myself in the bathroom on the cruise ship, but they found me.
Well,
I would have tossed you overboard.
you almost had a permanent replacement, if it makes you feel any better, because Michael Hayes was pretty good.
Yeah, he was very good last week.
Well, you know.
If it wasn't for some issues, we would have had Randy Therese or Paradise or Espinoza or Switchblade.
Right.
We're stuck with you.
Well, actually,
Damn.
they are here.
They're here.
They're here. But I knew your plan, see. I know you're all devious.
What are you, a
tricks.
1920s gangster? I see your plan, see?
Yeah, that's right. I know your plan, see. So what I did is I had some buddies of mine, namely the family, Jesse Goddards and Rob Terry and Muhammad Ali Baez, and they tied them up, and they're hog-tied in the back. And they made sure that I made my presence felt.
Why would they tie up Switchblade?
Oh, yeah, they would.
Really?
That's right.
Alright.
Enough of this tomfoolery.
It's time to start the show. Starting off with some
user questions. But stay tuned. We do have some really good stuff coming for you. Wrestling this week is going to be very interesting. We're going to talk about OVW Saturday Night Special. Interview this week is with James Moose Thomas. That's very interesting. And also a very special, one of the first ever sit-down interview with Mr. Referee Chris Sharpe from the Doctors. That's going to be interesting. That's coming up later on. But first, as always, viewer questions.
On to the viewer questions we go. Viewer.
Anyway.
So. From the DJ Becker Show.
Becca.
You're welcome. Told you I was back. If WWE gave the ball, I wonder what kind of ball, but anyway,
basketball,
to someone else other than John Cena, what would the company be like today? Would it be the different or the same?
That's a tough one. I think it might be different, like a little bit better a little bit worse. I mean,
yeah, it would be worse.
Not a whole lot, because now we're seeing the fans kind of, do the Cena sucks thing, and he's now starting to die down as the champ a little bit. But I think it'd be a little bit different. Yeah. Not overall entirely a lot, but a little bit. So.
Obviously it would be different because John Cena's completely changed the landscape of professional wrestling, and the fact that they gave him the ball after people like The Rock left, and he was supposed to be the head guy, the marquee guy in the company, as they call him. I can't see them really giving the ball to anybody else. Maybe like Randy Orton, because he was the top guy, and maybe Batista, because he was another top guy. But nobody, and don't kid yourself, John Cena is the most marketable guy in professional wrestling history. I'm sorry. So for them to give the ball to anybody else other than John Cena, the company wouldn't be as profitable as it was today, just because John Cena's marketability is at the top. So.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, John Cena is like the millennium version of Hulk Hogan. He's the top guy. He's the top draw. He's the one everybody wants to see. You either love him or you hate him. I mean, he gets the most crowd reaction out of anybody, whether it be boos or cheers. He gets the most crowd reaction. He draws a lot of heat both ways.
Sunday Night Heat.
Wow. Nice flashback there. Rolling back to the early days there. But who would the company, who would they give the ball to? That's a good question. I mean, if everybody else was still there minus John Cena, I would probably say maybe CM Punk, maybe. I mean,
do you see, if he never left, Brock Lesnar being the guy?
No.
If he never left?
No, because he was Paul Heyman's guy.
Okay.
And we all know what happened with Paul Heyman and Vince McMahon, the situation that went down there. And I think people were getting tired of the big guy. You know how Vince was on that kick forever, that these big goofy dudes.
When Shawn Michaels won the title for the first time, it was such a rare thing because you had people like Andre the Giant.
Yeah, we all know that Vince was about the biggest guy winning the title and dominating.
Yeah, because he saw wrestlers as larger than life people.
Right. So no. So to answer that question, it'd probably be about the same, just maybe a different person.
Yeah.
From the CAW interviewer, does the Sheamus story take the prestige out of Royal Rumble by winning the title in a 15-second match at WrestleMania?
It's actually 18 seconds.
Yeah,
and they didn't break the record, by the way, which was a fail. That they
the record was 8 seconds to 24. Chavo and Kane.
Yeah. I think I don't think it takes away the prestige just because it is an interesting question. I don't think it takes away the prestige at all, though. It's just something's telling me that maybe this was the better thing to do, and now the crowd, of course, has started that reaction. Is yes. So,
yes.
I think some good things came out of this, and I think some good things will continue to come out of this, and I think as long as good things come out of it, you're not taking prestige out of the Rumble.
I think the Sheamus match at WrestleMania was utterly, that's right, I said utterly pathetic.
Brought to you by our good friends at True Mood.
Nutritious and delicious.
Wow.
But I mean,
you know it was coming.
It's kind of tough because, you know, the whole people know about the Royal Rumble where Jericho was supposed to win, and then people were like, you know, it's too predictable, so we're going to have Sheamus win, which is not a bad idea because Sheamus is a very good guy, good wrestler, and, you know, they want him to take over for SmackDown, you know, make him the top guy. It's kind of rough because he was the Royal Rumble winner, and then he has one of the shortest title matches in WrestleMania history. So for me, it kind of looks... He does look like a weak champion, that's for sure, to me.
Who, Daniel Bryan?
No, Sheamus. Winning in 15 seconds.
Why does him winning in 15 seconds make him a weak champion? I would think it would be the opposite.
Well, I mean, Daniel Bryan was champion for a long time. But the fact that his match was... I mean, it didn't help either of them.
I think it's a fail both ways.
It doesn't help either of them. So.
Because it makes Daniel Bryan's title run not make sense. Because... here he wins the title, and he holds the title for, what, probably 4 months?
He won in December.
So, January, February, March, April, 4 months.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, what is that, a waste? I mean, it's kind of...
4 months is longer than I thought.
I know, but I'm saying from the standpoint of, it's basically, are we going to see another Jack Swagger thing here, where he loses the belt and then doesn't get it back forever?
Jack Swagger.
Yeah, I know. Thanks for spitting on me, by the way. I think it's bad on both accounts. I realized what they were trying to do, break the record, but they didn't even come close.
No, it was about 10 seconds.
Fail and
11
a half.
seconds they wanted to break it.
And so it looked bad on both parts. I realized they wanted to give more time for like Rock, Cena, Triple H, Taker, but take out Somebody Call Your Mama. Take that out. Take out MKG and Florida, and give them more time. We didn't need all that tomfoolery.
I mean, I didn't care that Sheamus won.
Right, I didn't either.
But I mean, I want him to win. But at least have them have like a maybe 7-8 minute match.
Yeah, if you want it to be short, at least let it be a little bit longer than that.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to break the record, break the dang record.
Yeah.
Don't waste.
So yeah, first of all, if you want to know what the record is, look it up beforehand, and then you missed it by like 10-11 seconds.
Yeah, fail. So. From Against All Odds 20. Do you guys see Brock versus Rock for the WWE title at WrestleMania 29?
Something's telling me no.
Rock.
Just call it a gut feeling. I don't think so.
Lock Besner.
What? Really? You went there?
I did.
Wouldn't it be LaRock Besner?
Stop. God.
Joanne Donson.
Wow.
Tom Ford at its finest. I do see this happening. It's pretty interesting that they're back at the same time. It's pretty more likely, I think, Brock being the champion again because The Rock, I don't think he's gonna be around enough to win the title. He'll be around more often than you think, but I don't think he's gonna be around enough to win the championship at this point. I just see Brock, and we'll talk about this, eventually when Extreme Rules is all finalized. We'll do our picks and everything. But I do see Brock Lesnar winning over John Cena and getting the big, huge push up there and winning, the WWE title down the road. And I think the reason they want to have Brock Rock at 29 is because they haven't sold out WrestleMania since 23. They want to sell out WrestleMania, and that will be a marquee match to do it in.
They probably will sell it because they're in the right area for it, I think.
Yeah.
I'm like him. I think I see it coming. It makes sense. All indications point to Brock Lesnar having the title and The Rock winning it from him at 29. Mm-hmm. They both have signed one-year contracts. The Rock's deal was a little bit more lucrative than Brock's deal. The Rock is actually going to get a cut of pay-per-view
intake.
Thank you. Okay. I read that. I don't know if that means on everyone or just the ones he's in, but he gets a cut, I guess. So Yeah, I see that happening. I'll tell you what I'd like to see happening. Since Brock came back, can we get his wife to come back too? I mean, why not have
Rita Mara?
Sable.
Sable. I mean, come on.
Well, I think she might be done.
She'd be better off than half of what we have now. I mean, arguments, do you think?
No.
She's old. Sorry.
It's not that. It's just the fact that there's a lot better looking divas out there.
Younger.
Yeah, but Sable, come on.
I like Sable. That was
Sonny,
a
maybe. I don't think Sonny's lost it at all.
No, I saw Sonny like that long ago.
Yeah. From Khalil Rocks. A loaded question that has Doctor already befuddled and puzzled.
Oh, I'm not befuddled. There's just too many.
Loaded question.
Very loaded. Let me get my... What is the worst call by a referee in any sport ever?
Ever?
And no, Chris Sharpe will leave you alone for this question.
Oh, come on. This is not me, Dean Hill. It's them, not me.
Wow.
Don't do it with me. No.
I mean, there's a lot of them recently too. Definitely ones that come to mind are the Syracuse field goal that we talked about.
Remember that one? Our award.
That was our epic fail of the year.
Epic fail of the year. Another one where I go for your U of L a lot. I mean, like I said, I'm not really anti U of L as out here, but there was one a couple years ago when they played Connecticut in a football game that was probably
that
pretty
still
bad.
brings like to me.
That was probably the worst call I'd seen up until that point. The fair catch touchdown, the guy called a fair catch, and the referee didn't call the fair catch. And both teams were going off the field, and the fair catch signal was not thrown, and the guy runs it right on in for a touchdown. And it was like the Connecticut screw job. That was just bad.
I wish you hadn't brought that up.
Terrible. I know. I just almost forgot about that.
Oh my god!
I almost forgot about it.
Look that up on YouTube, guys. Look that up.
It's a fail.
U of L Connecticut football game fair catch touchdown.
I think it's
pathetic.
I think it's the year that they went to the Gator Bowl.
Yeah,
the Gator Bowl.
The Gator Bowl.
That was probably, for my money, those two are probably the worst calls I've seen.
I agree with him. I mean, I don't know how you can top that. That's it. Those were bad.
They're pretty bad. I'm going to go a little bit out of the spectrum just because I think it was a controversial issue. I know this is going to be like, are you serious? Really? I come back here to talk about tennis. At the, oh my God. Really?
What?
At the US.
All I said was, oh my God, tennis. I didn't say anything other than that. And he didn't say a word.
I can see the disdain in his face.
Disdain?
I'm looking right at the camera. I can see it right there.
He's a mute.
A mute. He looks like he's frozen.
That's right.
Wake up.
All right, finish.
No, the reason I was going to say it is because obviously we all saw what happened in the U.S. Open a couple years ago with the Lions person calling a football on Serena Williams, what transpired. She threatened to shove a ball down her throat, which is obviously unprofessional. And I did listen to the commentary from McEnroe and a couple of people. Said she really shouldn't have called a football in that situation. I would agree with that because it was, towards the end of the match. And I mean, she was just doing her job, but what transpired out of it was not good because Serena threatened to pretty much kill her, which was not a good idea. So, yeah.
I don't see where a tennis player threatening to kill a line judge is the worst call in history.
Well, the call.
I think it's just him being passionate about tennis.
The call itself
There's nothing wrong with
There's
that.
nothing wrong.
There's nothing wrong.
I don't know. It's a hard question.
All right, Costanza.
All right,
Let's get nuts.
Anyway,
Someone asked me that a couple weeks ago.
You know what it was. Never mind. From FWA.
No, someone asked me. You can look at the comments. Can Big B do a Let's Get Nuts for DWA? You want DWA? Let's get nuts.
From FWA owner 22.
Tom Ford.
What do you think of the new Four Horsemen stable featuring Wade Barrett?
Yes.
Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
Dolph Ziggler.
Yes.
And Sylvester the Cat. I mean Jack Swagger.
No.
I like it until we get to Jack Swagger. Probably replace Swagger with
Daniel Bryan. Yes.
David Otunga or Daniel
What?
Bryan.
David Otunga?
Are
Really?
you kidding me?
Yes.
Really? Why not? He's getting a heck of a push, and he really is good.
He was so greased up on Monday.
It doesn't matter. He's still
It was
good.
disgusting. He's more.
He could definitely make a commercial for Johnson and Johnson.
Oh.
They smell like power.
Again, I obviously this is easy. Wade Barrett's fine. Cody Rhodes, obviously, and Dolph Ziggler.
Obviously, he's fine.
That's right. I'm sure you should have known that was coming.
Oh, we didn't go into 20 minutes this time. So
Is that all?
But the
He
Jack's
has been horsing around.
The Jack Swagger thing, I don't care for. Jack Swagger obviously doesn't have as much charisma as the other three. So, to put with somebody else, I do like Daniel Bryan in there. Possibly Christian, maybe like an older veteran to be in there would be kind of cool. But again, stables were part of the past. When Vince Russo wrote for WWE back then, he was in love, and I mean in love with stables.
That
You
was
had
good quality.
so many stables back then, and that was the stable era, if you want to call it that.
So he's in love with stables like you're in love with Cody Rhodes.
I'm sorry. I set myself up for that.
He did, didn't he?
But again, there's not really any stables as right now anymore. I mean, and if when they had them, they just phased out after not that long. Nexus was an awesome stable, and they were gone way too soon. So.
I like Wade Barrett. Even though I kid, I do like Cody Rhodes in there. I just have to give him a hard way to go.
Yeah, because
He
you're back,
wants to
right?
give Cody Rhodes a hard way to go.
Whoa!
Good night, everybody.
And we're doing the show without Big B this week. Dolph Ziggler, good. Jack Swagger, no way. Replacing him like Daniel Bryan, that makes sense. Or maybe a Sheamus. One quick note about Wade Barrett.
Oh, no.
Sad news.
You might want to sit for this one.
You might want to close your ears. You might not want to hear
Close
this.
your ears and close your eyes.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was posted on one of our credible wrestling resource websites that we visit quite often. In an interview conducted at WrestleMania from Wade Barrett himself, he will be out of action until September or October.
Oh.
So, I'm sorry, Doc.
Show.
That's like a Mike Tyson punch to the gut to him.
I know he's not happy. I know. I'm sorry, fella, but I had to report the news.
Yeah.
Boy.
Sorry I didn't tell you before the show to let
It's
you
alright.
prepare. But
It's alright.
Breaking news.
I kind of figured when we didn't see him at Mania, because that was the time he was set up to return.
Oh!
Oh.
And speaking of another return, and this one I really could give two craps if he ever came back, but anyway, Rey Mysterio will be back in May.
Cool.
So, another
Joy.
return.
Possibly, maybe next year, they wanted to do what they did last year. They want to have Sin Cara versus Rey Mysterio.
From John RKO Cena for.
That's definitely a new viewer.
So wait a minute, he's a John Cena fan, a Randy Orton fan, and a Tony Stewart fan, maybe? Could be, I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
if you could pick any
Maybe he's
FCW,
14.
could be.
Could be.
Just sit over there and
I'm
dream
sitting-
about your date with Cody
If you could
Rhodes.
pick any FCW
Superstar to
superstar,
bring up to WWE, who would it be?
Marcus Anthony.
B. This B.
It's the Marcus Anthony.
Marcus Anthony.
He's not even on the roster yet.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Marcus Anthony.
Marcus and I pick Muhammad Ali Fayed.
He's not in FCW.
Why not?
He's in OVW.
Okay. Can I pick any?
Jesus. I already know.
Who?
I'm surprised neither one of you said it yet.
No.
Cassius Ono.
Oh, no.
Chris Hero? Yeah.
Or
Or
Xavier Woods.
actually, someone that they brought up, and he was on SmackDown, not the live show that was on Tuesday,
Which was a fail.
but the one from last Friday. What was his name? I can't remember his name, but
it must not have been that important.
I remember his new name, but it's Eric the Idol Stevens. I actually like him, and he was on SmackDown playing this like gimmick. I actually like him, so actually he might be the next one to bring up. That's who I would pick because I do like Eric the Idol Stevens. He's pretty good. So
From Old Reliable, Undead Warrior 75.
oh, reliable.
How do you guys feel about your popularity boost?
What boost?
Popularity.
What
What?
boost? What boost? We're sitting here at a dining room table in a dining room with a bulletin board and a crappy webcam.
Whoa. It is not. It is bulletin board.
And it's because of things like this that we're not popular.
You're never replicated. I'm sorry.
I never replicated, never duplicated.
You're like bulletin board.
Well, we have been getting some recognition. I mean, a couple of Saturday night specials ago, that little kid came up to us.
Yeah.
And you all the guys from Triple Threat Talk. That was pretty cool.
I mean, in all
And
seriousness,
we're working on some big things.
in all
Big things.
seriousness, though, it's hard to explain because we couldn't possibly fathom the things we do with OVW. That's the biggest thing.
And sometimes we do things just on a whim, and they turn out to be these great, huge things, like we found out tonight.
Oh boy, that was hilarious. But we all grew up watching wrestling. That's why we're here. So the thing we do at OVW, let me paint a picture for you real quick. When we first started doing the interviews, Thank you for painting the picture.
No problem.
When we first started doing the interviews, we would talk to the director of operations, Frank Miller, okay? We talked to Frank Miller, director of operations, and he would tell us to interview. He would go get somebody for us, and that would be it. Now, more recently, we interviewed so many people, and we've been there for so long, we've been so loyal to them. Because, like, again, we went there once or twice, and Frank is like, you guys are back? Like, people do this all the time, and then just leave. But we're dedicated to this, obviously. So now when we go, we can pick anybody we want.
That's right.
We can pick.
Except Taylor Hendricks.
Except Taylor Hendricks,
No.
apparently.
Which the doctor is...
No, we're doing that maybe in 2 weeks. Next week we got a certain person, people.
Yeah, we got a couple
And
people.
we may have a big superstar.
Oh, yeah. Things come through.
Things come through.
But we're going to
crossing our fingers.
Because tonight, we asked for Moose, and we got Moose.
We asked for Chris Sharpe.
And we got Chris Sharpe.
Actually, Chris Sharpe asked for us.
You're not helping me.
Shut your face.
But
Let
again,
him talk.
if you ask, you shall receive.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
It never hurts to ask.
No.
That's
That's
what my mom always said.
The fact that we've been there for so long, we can just ask for anybody. We can get it. That's awesome for us.
Yes. That concludes our questions this week. We thank all of you for the questions, comments, criticisms, quandaries, and queries. So with that, with me being off last week, well, I'm off every week.
Michael Hayes picked
here nor there.
Well, before you annoy the viewer of the week, sorry, the interview. Sorry to interrupt. You know what I find funny, Doctor?
Oh.
Who did Michael Hayes announce the viewer of the week last week? Wasn't it JB11 2011?
Yeah, it was. Where's
your question?
Yeah, where are you at there, bud?
You're a viewer of the week, and you didn't even pose a question.
I think
3, 2, 1. Bam!
I think he made him viewer of the week because JB is my initials, and it was a ode to me not being here.
Yeah,
But you're a viewer of the week, and you don't even post. Michael Hayes would be crushed.
Michael Hayes is going to be devastated. Wait till we tell him. He's going to give you a code breaker.
Yep. He didn't call it code breaker.
Off the top rope. Which, by the way, he did for you.
I'm Rocco Bellagio.
That was awesome.
So, this week, our viewer of the week goes to the one and only DJ Becker Show. You are this week's Triple Threat Talk Viewer of the Week. Which, by the way, we forgot to mention, what episode is this? I didn't remember you
45.
guys. 45.
45. So we're
Should have to mention. You should know.
We're almost a
we're
year
5
old.
away from the silver anniversary. 50 years.
It's getting dark.
We may have to plan something pretty big.
Yeah.
It's not too big,
Maybe.
Maybe.
So, alright, Doc. I didn't get to do it last week.
Well, it was on last week.
It was on last week, and Michael Hayes was like, "What is that?"
He didn't know what was going on.
So, Big B, take it away.
You know what? No. I'm not going to take it away. Since you're back, I'll let you do it.
Alright, you want me to just do it?
Just do it!
Doctor, give me the news. I got the bad case of the headline blues.
I've got a bad case of eardrumitis right now.
What?
Are they bleeding?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, you might want to go check that
Stand
check.
still. Can I get this blood off your
Thank you.
Really? On Don't touch me!
That's on TV.
Get the blood off
Wet
your
Willie!
No, that's Bill Clinton.
So, welcome to Triple Threat
Oh
Talk.
my god!
It's been fun. We'll see you guys.
Oh my god, that caught me off guard.
So, all in all, not a big sports week.
No,
this week,
not really.
But
A few things, though.
a few things happened. The Saints suspensions for the coaches were upheld.
Good.
Which should have happened.
Can I touch on that for just a minute?
Yeah, well, before you get into
yeah, that's right, because you wanted to.
before you get into specifics of it, breaking news right now: Bill Parcells will not take the job.
He will not take the job.
I know last week you guys discussed it, obviously.
It's all right. Throw in your 2 cents.
It
You weren't here.
was the big topic.
You're not here to throw your 2 cents in.
I spoke with him on the phone about this yesterday, I think it was.
Yeah.
We had a lengthy conversation, and I agree with what they said on the show last week. There should be criminal charges filed against
The parties.
the parties. Greg Williams, thank you. You don't say stuff like turn his head sideways.
Yeah, that was the thing that caught me.
Tear out his ACL.
Tear out his ACL. That's assault or
Yeah.
what do they call it? Intent. It's something intent.
Conspiracy to assault.
Conspiracy to assault. That is, you're talking criminal
Yeah,
stuff
because when
now.
I heard what they were gonna like the bounties. I heard about who they targeted. when the audio came out, I was just that's it.
That was ridiculous. So he should be banned for life.
Yeah.
He should never be allowed to coach in the NFL again. And if I were you, Doctor, I would be like totally irate. And I know you are.
Oh yeah, did you see my Facebook?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
That's what I'm
not
talking
only
about.
as a fan of football
Well, but
is he irate, but as a diehard 49ers fan, he's absolutely livid.
Yeah.
That the fact that, and you know, it's like his Facebook post said, it didn't really work for you anyway.
We got the better end of that deal.
Yeah, really.
How's that ACL tearing going?
Nice try, buddy.
Nice try. So I just wanted to touch on that. You
Yeah,
know,
absolutely.
I felt the need that it should be said definitely that criminal charges should be filed.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love the fact that Parcells is not taking the job.
Yeah.
I don't think he should have been allowed to in the first place. We talked about that the week before.
Yeah.
And they should be punished, you know,
More severely.
More severely.
But I mean, you know, I know like the things about suspension being the suspension trying to I'm not thinking the word.
I don't know.
Trying to appeal the suspension. It's like, yeah, I know you got to do it, but it's like, why waste their time? They're
Exactly.
They're not gonna overturn it.
Why would the guy?
It's like
who
Roger Goodell's like, why are you here?
Why would the guy who levied the suspension overturn the suspension?
Yeah, really.
Really?
Really?
Like,
Come
why are
on.
you wasting our time? Get lost.
Okay.
The Red Sox and the Yankees both start off 0-3 for the first time since the 1930s.
And the Mets start 4-0, and then they lost 2 straight. They're 4-2. So it's back to regular baseball as always in New York.
Yay!
And I'm not even going to talk about my Braves. They're just bad.
After a very awesome display early by Mr. Freddie Couples, who went out to
wanted
lead
him to win so
9
bad.
Under. I did too.
I wanted him to win so bad.
That was the bigger story. It wasn't if Tiger could come
Tiger
back.
was way out. So was McIlroy.
It was definitely if Fred Couples could hold on to the lead.
And the story they put on SportsCenter was a heartfelt story, and I wanted him to win. And
everybody wanted Freddie Couples to win, but Bubba Watson comes up. And he wins the Masters in overtime. Two hole.
What's that?
What's that?
Oh, really? Apparently, Phil Mickelson is still on the 10th hole. It's just in.
Phil, it's over! Phil, go home, buddy. It's over.
Wow.
What a choke job!
I mean, if you say that too, you also have to say Rory or McIlroy or anybody who was in the
Woods
lead.
finished ahead of McIlroy.
Well, I know, but McIlroy actually had the lead there for a little bit.
He did.
So.
I want to talk to you about that because you said a couple weeks ago that this would be Tiger Woods' coming out party.
Yeah, and
he kind of fell
fell
way under expectations.
Like I said, the Arnold Palmer Invitational is an invitational for a reason. There's not a lot of top-ranked talent there. That's why I completely disagree.
I want to pose this question to you: is that since you felt this is going to be Tiger Woods' big comeback, is this a big sign that he's not going to pass Nicklaus for the most majors?
I still don't think he won't pass him. Like, I still think he could. And Rick Riley had a good piece on this on ESPN. He talked about how old he was, how many years he had left, if you average the majors in a year, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I realize he started off pretty decent. I mean, he was sort of in the hunt after, like, the first and second day. But then he just...
Splat.
Yeah. And, by the way, one thing I was very disappointed
you think?
in Mr. Woods about.
Yeah, that was...
Apparently his wife is not the only one that knows how to use a club outside of golf.
Yeah.
Because apparently he thought it was proper to kick a club across the course.
And he doesn't get fined. Anybody else does that and they get fined.
Stupid club, it's all your fault, I missed.
Cussing on television?
He does
it's like
that
watching,
a lot.
It's like watching freaking
does-
Happy
That's
Gilmore.
nothing new.
Dude, he's done that for years.
Yeah.
Like,
And he doesn't get fined for it.
even when he
No,
was
it's
like,
Tiger Woods.
even when like he was epic Tiger, he would be like
Yeah, he'd still cuss.
cussing like a sailor on TV.
He needs to get fined for stuff like this. That's ridiculous.
Tiger Woods.
And women need to be allowed to play at the Masters.
That's right.
That's a whole other argument for a whole other
Women need to
day.
be allowed, and Augusta. They can't even be.
I know.
They can't
It's
even be members.
ridiculous.
Whole another topic.
By the way,
By the way,
Alex Oriaki.
No, you didn't even say who won.
I did say. I said Bubba Watson.
Did he?
He said Bubba.
Watson.
Bubba Ray Dudley.
I think it's great that Bubba Watson won.
I do too. It's
The man owns a General Lee. I mean, how cool can that be?
He owns the original General.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing.
Usually I wouldn't talk about transfers going to schools or whatever, but in this case, 2 of them coming to Kentucky that are pretty big. If one of them was going to U of L, Wake Forest, Duke, it wouldn't matter. I'd still be mentioning it. But the fact that last year that Alex Oriaki won at Connecticut, won the national championship, and this year UK won the national championship in basketball, Alex Oriaki possibly transferring to the University of Kentucky, and also going to the University of Kentucky today. Top recruit Nerlens Noel does sign with UK for his basketball coming out, aka Flat Top. So
Flat Top.
MC Hammer Jr. for sure.
Can't touch this, dude.
So getting into the 2 big stories of the week. Number 1, we had a not an April Fool's joke happen on April Fool's Day. Bobby Petrino, head coach of University of Arkansas football program, gets into a car wreck or a motorcycle accident with a 25-year-old girl in tow.
Tisk.
He's married.
A $20,000.
As we covered last week on the show, he is married with 4 kids. Arkansas comes through today and does something that myself and Mr. Hayes thought they would not do.
I said they would.
And he said they would.
I said they would. I wasn't here to say it last week.
They would end up firing head coach Bobby Petrino. Of course, it came out, some of the early information we didn't know at the time. Like, we did not know that he had hired her in the athletic department. That was the key. When I heard that, I was like, yeah, he's gone. It doesn't matter. He's fired.
There's 139 applicants. He interviews 3, hires her. Not only does he sleep with her, but he gives her $20,000.
Yeah, like I said last week, I thought they were going to fire him. It's negative publicity for the school. It's negative publicity for him because he's a married man. And it just doesn't look good, not just for the program, for the city of Arkansas. It just looks horrible.
And it's like I said on Facebook last night, it looks like it's raining karma on Mr. Petrino. I mean, how does it look like leaving the Falcons and U of L now there, Mr. Petrino?
Well, you can't really say that he would have been fired with this happening. He would have been A-OK had he not hired her. He would still be the head coach because Pitino did the same thing.
I was going to say this. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
That Rick Pitino should have been fired too.
No, he wasn't.
And he wasn't.
And he wasn't.
But he should have been.
And, you know, it's one of those things that had he not hired this woman, he would still be the head coach.
I think so.
And I think a lot of people are saying, once again, referring to the University of Kentucky, that is a likely landing spot right now. I think the ones that have been thrown around are Kentucky, LSU, and being Tom Coughlin's defensive coordinator at the New York Giants.
You know, there has to be.
Still fighting this cold, by the way, guys.
He's still alive.
There has to be
barely breathing.
Moral clauses in their contract.
I agree.
So I think, regardless whether he hired this girl or not, the fact that he was cheating on his wife is morally wrong and incorrect.
Yeah.
And I'm sure somewhere in that contract there's moral clauses. And I think that was a fireable offense right there. I have always been even though he took us to another Final Four this year, I've always disliked Rick Pitino. I've never liked the hire from day one. I've always been I don't really care that he's here. He doesn't live up to the hype anyway. I think he's overrated. I mean, we waited till Final Four again. And this team wasn't that good. And the fact that he got him there was good. Yeah, that's neither here nor there. But he should have been fired with this whole Karen Cypher thing. I mean, I don't care if it was 15 seconds. That doesn't matter. You know, I'm sure there was other women. I mean, there has been. They haven't come out totally in the public limelight. But if you live locally, you know about it, you know. So to say that he wouldn't have been fired if the thing came out about the interview, I don't know if that's necessary, if I agree with that. I think he should have been fired on the pretense of morally breaking his contract and, because that looks bad. If that looks bad, say you're, 18 and you're a star running back out of college and you want to choose, well, I want to go to Arkansas. Well, the head coach there sleeps around on his wife and, listen, do you really think your mom and dad or yourself, do you really want to, play for him? You know what I mean? I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to send my kid there if I had a son. I mean, well, no, you're not going there. I don't care how bad. I wouldn't care if they were undefeated and won the national championship 5 years in a row.
Yeah.
I totally disagree, and I'm glad he's gone. I mean, will he get a job again somewhere else? Yeah, probably so, because there's people out there in this world nowadays that it's like, oh, cheating on your wife, cheating on your husband,
But
I
think
Have kids, have your life.
I think with Petrino, I told you this, and you kind of disagreed. I really don't think you can sell him another college job anymore. I think he's more likely to go to the NFL, be defensive coordinator.
There's nobody that'll have him in the NFL.
You just said before defensive
No,
coordinator. For the
well,
Giants.
I'm talking, but that's because Tom Coughlin has called him the best play caller he's ever.
That's what
worked
I'm.
for.
That's what I'm saying.
the only-
Well, that's what I'm saying. I see him more likely going there because I think it's very hard for you to sell him in a college
and the Dallas Cowboys because
But-
he's
in a college format. I just
well-known
don't
as
see
Jerry
it.
Jones.
Well, they've said that the only NFL team that would possibly take him would be the Giants, and I agree with that. Other than that, he's done. You can't hire somebody in good confidence who left not even halfway through the season.
Yeah.
3
You can't
games
do
left.
that.
No, it's 3 games left.
Was it 3 games left?
3 games left.
Or 3 and
It's
10 left.
ridiculous. I mean, he just leaves the NFL, and that also expands onto a double standard for the NCAA. Usually, whenever these teams fire their coaches, anybody brought in another coach has the option to transfer and play immediately the next year. The NCAA tonight, kind of breaking news on this one as well, tonight has said no. If you transfer out of Arkansas, you have to sit the year out, which is usually required if you transfer normally. This is bogus. This is ridiculous, and there probably will be some lashback to the NCAA on this one, even though people can't do it. This might get challenged in court because this is ridiculous. This is an outrage. This is pathetic.
I agree.
I agree. I mean, it is a double standard. I mean, it's not the kid's fault he did what he did. They had nothing to do with it, no control over it. So they should be allowed to transfer and play immediately wherever they wanted to go.
Yeah.
I mean, they went there because of him.
Right,
They wanted to play for him. They wanted to play for the university.
He's not a bad coach. He's a good coach.
Yeah, this is the problem. He's a great coach. He just sucks at everything else. He has poor character judgment, and face it, he's a donkey. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He is. He's flat out.
very
He
much
is.
so.
He's very much so. So
Money is number one.
absolutely
Money and power and pleasure.
And I mean, I say we just send him to New Orleans. I mean, they like controversy anyway. He could just coach the Saints while Sean Payton's gone.
Bountygate.
I mean, Bountygate, why not? I mean, hell, they got
In
everything
this
else
case,
going
you
on
call
there.
it Bootygate.
So sorry.
The other big news, of course, coming out of Miami, not WrestleMania related, but was
I came out of Miami, and I'm back now.
welcome back.
Welcome back.
Hey everybody, it's Postmaster.
Hey! Yes!
The other big thing coming out of Miami is the general manager of the Marlins saying, "I like Castro. I admire Castro." What about you?
He's
He's a great guy. We have tea. He comes over. We have tea. We have
I
coffee.
think you're taking it a little bit too far.
Come on over. Sit down.
Basically, he said, I admire someone they've tried to kill for 60 years and they still can't kill that expletive. So it was a very dumb and stupid comment for him to say. And he got suspended only 5 games, which I think is a little bit too easy. I think or something like that. Especially if he's
cake. Come on over.
He said it in Miami, which is a very hot bed for that kind of topics because of Miami's right near there.
It's like a lot of Cuban defectors.
A lot of Cuban people come to Miami, so that's that's touching a lot of buttons and people.
Hey, but it's okay though,
really,
because he was thinking one thing in Spanish, but it just came out wrong. And when he said it in English,
I mean, this is nothing new. I respect Ozzie as a manager, but as a person, he's not very bright. He says things a lot. He says a lot of stupid things sometimes. He does a lot of stupid things. He is a good manager, but he needs to keep his emotions in check because
got some pre-import Cuban cigars. Come on over. We'll smoke one.
Are you done with that now?
No, he's not.
That's awesome.
Let him let him do what he wants to do. Okay.
Do I have
It's
to?
funny.
Yes, you do.
Wet Willie.
Wet Willie. Anyway,
I agree. Ozzie it's definitely brain overload coming out the mouth. It was ridiculous. I mean, Who thinks that's a good idea when you are surrounded by about 30,000 Cuban defectors in your general area? What makes you think saying you admire Fidel Castro?
I love Fidel Castro. First thing he said, "Oh well, I
admire the man."
I didn't mean to say that.
You know, this saying is no more evident in this topic. Watch your mouth.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Let's have cake. Want some tortillas? Come on over.
What is cake with tortillas?
I don't know.
Sounds like a horrible combination.
That's hard to do.
Cake and tortillas.
It's hard to do.
Dip the tortilla into the cake?
No, it's hard to do.
What?
You're telling me to watch my mouth. It's
You
hard to
can't
do.
do
I
that.
can't do it.
Can't do it. But yeah, definitely not a smart move.
You guys give me more headaches than I
Usually
can
when
use.
stuff like this happens, the organization hops right on top, or does not hop right on top. They wait about a day or two, let the kind of controversy wear down. The Marlins, within like 2 hours, came out and said, "We do not endorse this statement. This is a no-go." There will be protests, which is rare because this is a brand new stadium. They rolled the dice, and of course they put it in the county with more of a Latino population, which is definitely not going to bode well. But they did sell about at least 30,000 season tickets.
Yeah,
so
it's a lot of
that stadium's epic.
It's a lot of hype around the new stadium, the new team.
Yeah.
So
they're going to be okay, but
it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it'll definitely be
So
interesting.
let's finish.
No going left this week.
no going left
not
or
going
speeding straight. But we do have a little bit of going straight.
I'm going straight.
They were off this week.
All right, Michael Hayes.
What's that?
The first two, the duels this week in jousting were not too good. We had a double unhorsing in the second one, but other than that, just real quick, both from the black team winning their duels. Matt Heltman and Josh Knowles move into the championship joust. I hate you both.
You love us both, and you know it.
Anyway, so that actually covers sports this week.
We're on your Christmas list still. I know. It's okay.
Cole.
I already got your Christmas gift.
Not Michael either. Just Cole.
You got yours too.
Epic.
Yeah.
I already got it.
I know you did.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
All right.
Speaking of gifts, didn't I win something?
Hey, we told you when
Just
we're.
saying.
Don't ruin it.
I'm just.
Don't ruin it for everybody.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Don't
All right.
be launching preemptive strikes on here.
So now let's move on to our favorite portion of the show.
Portion. What is that? Is that like a?
It's part of a portion.
Hey Webster. Yeah. What should we make partition mean?
I don't know. Let's look that up.
Now we'll move into our favorite portion.
There you go.
You happy now?
Really? How big
Come on
are
over.
they?
We'll have tea. Come on.
How big are they?
Ladies and gentlemen, this week's interview.
I'll do it. I was gonna segue into it.
Don't interrupt him when he's talking.
Segueing.
No, you can't drive a Segway on the set.
Segue away.
Go
ahead.
Let me finish.
Segway.
Have tea.
Let me finish.
Some coffee.
This week, before we get into OVW coverage, what we're going to do first is show you the interview with James Moose Thomas. Then we're going to get into our Saturday night special discussion. And after we get through all that, we're interviewing.
Thank you for walking us through the logical course of events. That is awesome.
Chris Sharpe.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Wait. And now, Mr. Know-It-All.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. James Moose Thomas.
I hate you both.
No, you don't.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Danny Davis Arena. I'm standing by with one of OVW's finest, Mr. James Moose Thomas. James, how you doing this evening?
Good, sir. Not too bad. How about yourself?
Doing great, good. See, you got your good pal, Mickey. Mickey, how you doing today? Good. All right, so a few things we'd like to know is just how did you get your start in professional wrestling?
Well, as most people, I grew up a fan. Just love the business. Ran the world's strongest man, Ken Matera. Got me into training, got me working out. The rest is history.
All right. So, who is your favorite wrestler? I know everybody, you got to have a favorite wrestler growing up, or maybe you still have a favorite wrestler. Maybe the
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of them. For reasons technically, Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect. The guy didn't have all the physical aspects. Mick Foley did what he could do to get in this business and break through and make some money. Currently, Mickey McMichael.
All right. So, this past Saturday, on Saturday Night Special, for people who were here, they obviously know what happened. The roof came unglued. People that weren't here don't know. I think you finally had enough of the shenanigans of the one Christopher Bowling. The way he treated Mickey, the way he, acted towards you and everybody else. So tell us about that situation.
Well, I'll tell you what, got with bowling about a year or so ago, and it kind of started out to be about money, things like that. We all have to make money in life and in this business. And at some point along the way, I had my daughter and my family, things like that. Just sometimes you got to do what's right. What he was doing to Mickey was definitely wrong. So someone had to stand up, and I was that guy.
So what do you expect as far as like backlash, or what are you going to do to approach? Because you know they're going to come after you, it's obvious, and you know they're going to try to do something to get back or get even with you. So what do you have in store, or you know, if he's watching, what could you say to Mr. Bolin right now?
Prince, been with you a year. I know the way you think. I know you're going to send all your goons at me from behind me, one by one. But you know how you kill a snake? You cut its head off. I'm coming right for you.
All right, very awesome. And I want to thank you very much, Thomas, for your time and your interview.
I want to thank OVW for all that they do, and it was awesome to have Moose on this week.
And Mickey.
And Mickey, of course, and Mickey. Can't forget Mickey.
Mickey! Oh, wait.
No, not that Mickey. But it was awesome to have him on, especially what went down at the Saturday Night
Pull
Special.
some sugar cane. Come on down. Let's do it.
So you have to put up with Dean.
Step inside, walk this way. You and me, babe. Hey, hey!
Dean, help me.
No, his name's not Help. It's Hill. Dean Hill, not
Crazy
Dean
Dave.
Help Me. Crazy Dave.
Hang out with Crazy Dave. Come on down. We'll all go do it. Come on. Come on over. Anyway, OVW coverage this week. We kind of covered it last week with Michael here because we had a rare opportunity to do that.
And it was a day later, too.
So tonight we'll be doing the Saturday Night Special results. We started off kind of oddly. Randy Royal
with
was
cheese.
very good.
Randy Royal with cheese.
Squaring off against Ted McNaylor, and McNaylor was distracted by his. I don't know if it's his girlfriend. Or
they're having kind of issues there with Adam Revolver there.
Brittany Deveray and Randy Royal was able to get the pinfall.
Yeah, McNaylor. Watching this match, McNaylor wasn't focused at all.
Yeah,
he was just always focused on Deveray, trying to fix.
Rose before.
Yeah.
Hey, I like Brittany.
I'm just saying he needed to be focused.
I mean, it was obviously more focused on fixing his issues with Deveray than was with his match with Randy Royal. Adam Revolver's actually doing a good job on his part because he's trying to weave his way into there and he's getting the head of McNaylor. So.
Wee. Los Locos defeated Switchblades and Goddards, which kind of saddened Postmaster, even though he wasn't here to see it. But they become the new Southern Tag Team Champions. And now an odd moment. Today's odd moment with Triple Threat Talk.
It's brought to you by True Move.
No, it was brought to you by Jamin Olivencia.
All three. Yay.
So Jamin Olivencia defeated Ali Valles because he was thrown over the top rope.
Okay. We should have asked this tonight when we interviewed Chris Sharpe, but we forgot.
No, we didn't. Yeah.
Josh or Chris, please post to our Facebook page and explain to not just us, but all the fans why we don't know. We are 3-all befuddled. Why
I have at least seen this before. It's not advertised in OVW that this is a DQable offense,
so
though.
Please explain why when Valles threw Olivencia over the top rope, that is a blatant disqualification. I don't get it. He didn't get it. He doesn't get it. I don't know.
Well, let's back up. I said I've seen early WCW did do this.
But when it happened, you were like, really? You didn't know.
Right. So, and then this happens here, and then anyways. Paradise defeated Brandon Espinoza, but no video.
Yes!
That was shown tonight.
No, it wasn't.
So stay tuned.
Yes, it was. He even said he would show it on the show.
He said he would show it.
Well, we'll see about that.
Yeah.
We shall see.
My favorite. Michael Hayes.
My favorite moment of the night.
Defeated Rocco Bellagio on what was definitely the match of the night. Sorry, guys. It just was.
I mean, Mickey has been bullied and bullied and bullied and bullied by Bowling Services 2.0.
And bowling.
And Moose has seen enough of it for the past couple of weeks. And finally, Moose takes some action. He takes out not just Rocco Bellagio, but all of Bowling Services 2.0. He almost got to Bowling, but Bowling got out of there. Let me paint a picture for you yet again. The Raw where Brock Lesnar came back, how hyped that crowd was, how loud that crowd was, and how ecstatic that crowd was to see Brock Lesnar came back. That was the same amount of crowd and capacity, amazement for Moose when he turned face. The crowd was outstanding. The crowd was outstanding. He can tell you firsthand it was explosive.
It was fun. It was a long time coming for Moose, for sure. Smooth Johnny Fade.
Whoa! See? He hates all of them. He doesn't like Sharpe. He doesn't like Johnny Spade.
Smooth Johnny Spade defeated Swingin' Shiloh Jones in a very competitive match. It was, but in the end, Spade retains. And now, the match that...
Next week, I can guarantee you a super kick to the face by Johnny Spade. I'll make it happen.
And now...
Let's book that. Right
yeah, I book it. I'm telling him next week.
The next match is kind of what started the last 48 hours for us here at Triple Threat Talk.
By the way, we might get fired.
Well, he might. I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, now that somebody different is in charge,
Yeah.
we may not be allowed to do interviews anymore.
No.
Rob Terry
I know Joseph.
defeated Trailer Park Trash,
Not really.
and now the family has control of OVW in a very, very
Yes!
controversial match.
Yes! Yes!
Yeah, who hates OVW now, guys? Who hates
We hate OVW.
We don't hate
We love OVW.
We like Joe VW.
Oh!
But Chris Sharpe very emotional after this match.
Yeah. It'll show in the interview here in a minute.
What a fake. What a fraud. What a sellout.
I was able to catch up. After what led into this whole thing was the other day, going into the taping, I made a couple observations about Chris Sharpe and what he had done. And I want to get serious because this is setting the tone of the interview. I basically said that fact. Chris Sharpe has had a relationship with Lady JoJo in the past.
Right.
Fact. The family was supposedly banned from ringside and Josette Bynum was banned from the building.
Fact.
Fact. The DQ sign was not thrown up when the family intervened.
Baez and Switchblade.
Baez and Switchblade came out. That was a fact. That did not happen. And another fact, I think Chris Sharpe's payday was in the ring after Rob Terry used that roll of quarters to punch out.
That means he only made $10?
He made $10.
Before you get to the interview, the one thing that really was confusing, I mean, yeah, all that other stuff with the relationship with JoJo and the family being banned and stuff like that. The one thing I was not surprised when he didn't DQ when the family came out. That's
what I was surprised at, and that led to a Facebook post that honestly took off more than I could have ever hoped.
He posted it, and then the fan advocate Terry Bodie jumped in.
I jumped in.
Jimmy jumped in. Yeah. Frank Miller jumped in, and I jumped in at the end. And Sharpe jumped in the end. And that's
Sean Conway threw it a like.
Oh, yeah. Apparently, Dean Hill hates your guts.
Dean Hill threw in the stink eye all night.
Oh my God!
And I cannot wait because we really want to thank Dean Hill for the last couple of weeks. He's mentioned the show. He's mentioned Triple Threat Talk on the OVW
I can't
table.
wait to see what he says.
So the last 2
I hope he says something.
The last 2 weeks, he just said Dean Hill with Gilbert Corsi and Kenny Bolin, their own version of Triple Threat Talk. Pretty much the last 2 weeks. This week, I don't know what he's going to say.
I know one
I've got to say, though, I wasn't saying anything negative about you or anybody else at OVW.
No,
it was simply
wasn't.
an observation. So, Dean, please forgive me. You are still the greatest in this reporter's eyes, and this is not me sucking up. You're one of the people I try to model my journalistic style after. Love you, Dean. Just, you just got to realize where I'm coming from. The power of observation here, guys. This is what I do these things for. I'm very observational. Sometimes I do take things too far.
Would you agree?
But it's one of those things, and it led to this interview
with
Chris Sharpe.
Chris Sharpe.
We've decided that if you colored your beard
I'm even modeling my face after you.
Well, you need the old school mustache of Dean Hill.
That would be epic.
Yeah. So, but yeah, in all seriousness, it's a great interview conducted by the doctor and also referee Chris Sharpe. It's great stuff. Check it out. Here we go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the doctor here with Triple Threat Talk. We're here. We were able to catch up with OVW head senior official Chris Sharpe after the events of this Saturday night special, and we had to ask you, especially the Facebook post that I put out on my personal page definitely caught a few eyes and ears, and so we were able now to sit down with Mr. Chris Sharpe. Chris, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, man, no problem.
First, I want to say that with the post that I put out, I want you to understand, there's no animosity at all. It was simply an observation that I had made based on all these conclusions and all these facts that we've seen, and I think anything along with a business perspective, no one can look at anyone for doing anything bad for business, all right? So I want you to know that I still think you're a great official. It's just some things that I have picked out and everything else, and that's what led me to post that post. So what I want to do now is, we do know that there's been a past with you and Lady JoJo. How did that come into effect at all when you were calling this match, because it had to do with the family and Lady JoJo?
Man, I'm gonna be honest. You guys' post asking me about what happened at SNS is not the only time that I've had someone asking me about this week. And I did what I thought was right. I felt like I made the right choice based on what I knew and what I saw. People have been asking me all the time, what happens now? Is there any way you can reverse the decision? Where does this go from now? What's going to happen with the company? And to be honest, man, just being straight with you, I don't know. I don't have a clue. You know. Here, let me tell you something. I moved here a little over 3.5 years ago, and for the sole purpose just to try to make the most out of my time here, get the most opportunities, and try to be the best pro wrestling referee that I can be. I travel up and down. I'm never home, and I'm doing this because I love it. And now, because in some people's view, I made a bad call, or they didn't necessarily agree with what I did based on what I saw and how I reacted, that I don't even know. Like, I don't know if I have a job here now. Like, I don't have a clue what happens next. You know, you would have talked to me maybe 4 or 5 months ago, and I thought Josie was an awesome friend. We were hanging out, we were going places. Yeah, it wasn't the best, but you know, I was willing to be friends with her and see where it went, and I thought that we could be involved romantically, and I was wrong, and I came to find out that she did nothing but lead me on the whole time, which I can only imagine would be to try to get her wrestling championship back, just because I'm a ref, not liking me for who I am. And then that just became even more clear once we found out that she gained power within this company. She obviously didn't need me, and that just makes me think even more now that she has more power. Does she need me less? Am I not wanted here? Do I still have a job even? Like, people are coming at me left and right every which way, and they're asking, like, why'd you do this? Why'd you do that, man? I want to be able to give you a straight answer, but to be honest, my head's not even like thinking like that. Like, I don't even know if I can work here. Like, I show up today and I put on my uniform and I'm here, but I can only hope that I didn't move here 3.5 years ago for no reason. I came here for a reason, and that was to try to be the best at doing what I do, and now I don't even know if I'm going to be allowed to do that. Like, I don't have all those answers. I don't even know.
Let me ask you this. There was definitely a moment that when we saw what the stipulation was, the family banned from ringside. When you saw Ali and Switchblade come out, why did you not throw the bell? Why did you not ring the bell and disqualify Rob Terrence?
The decision was made earlier in the week that Josette was banned from ringside. And she wasn't there. Okay? I tried to treat this just like any other match. I understood what was at stake, and I was willing to let a little bit more go. We had guys fighting on the outside of the ring the whole time, and I just wanted to see a winner. I knew how much this meant, well, not even only to the company, but how much it meant to me. And I just wanted to give them a little bit of leniency. So instead of doing that, since those members of the family weren't exactly banned from ringside, I did the best I could, and along with Danny Davis, I ordered them out, and they left. And when they left, I spun back around and I got into the ring, and Trailer Park Trash is knocked out, and Rob Terry's pinning him. What am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? What choices do I have when that happens? I'm a referee. I'm there to count a pinfall if there's a pinfall. Right. And there was a pinfall. I mean, if you go back and watch the tape, even if it's unprofessional of me, I was hesitant to count the pinfall knowing that that was my job. It's not something I wanted to do. It's something I had to do.
Right.
You know?
When you turned around and after you made the 3 count, and you looked down and you saw the debris that was in the ring, what was going through your head?
I just sat there and cried, man. I don't know what all you were able to see, but I just sat on my butt and cried for probably like 10 minutes. And everybody was parading around, and I could not even think straight. And I haven't been able to for the past few days either. I couldn't wrap my head around exactly what happened. I saw stuff all over the ring. I had no idea why. And it's coins. How often do you see coins in wrestling? I don't know. Like if I saw a giant chair in the ring, I would definitely be like, hey, man, what the heck? You know what I mean? But everything just happened so quickly that I had no choice but to count the 3, and then I sat there and I had a second to kind of process and realize what I thought may have happened, and now I know what happened. And man, I got emotional. I lost my cool.
We have one more thing here. I asked one of your colleagues, Josh Ashcraft, to come over and maybe give his opinion on what things were coming. Josh, if you would, do you think, would you have done anything differently? Would you have maybe thrown the DQ for Switchblade and Ali when they came out since they were banned? Or when you turned around and you saw the debris, what would have been your thought process? Because as a senior official and another official, there's always variations of opinion. What would you have done differently, if anything?
Well, I think that Chris made the right call. We're trained to count a pin when we see a pin, call for the long submission when there's a submission. You know, with the family coming out at ringside, with the gravity of that match and how much it was going to affect the landscape of Ohio Valley Wrestling, I would have allowed some leniency too. I don't fault Chris whatsoever because he did what we were trained to do. I would have made the same call. I wouldn't have liked it either, but you know, sometimes in this business, it's not about what you think, it's about what you can do.
Guys, I want to thank you all for the time you spent with us. And yeah, what are your all's opinion on now that Joe's at Biden on WWE?
It's off the record.
This is whatever.
Honestly, I think it's pretty right. I think it's awful. I don't know. Obviously, we're not on the same page like I thought we used to be. As far as what happens next, I guess I'll just tune in with everyone else. I don't have a clue.
I'm not happy with it either. I mean, with Josie in control of the company, I don't know what's to say. I'm just hoping that by the time the night's over, we still have a place to work, somewhere that we want to be.
Guys, thank you all for your time. Chris, I know this is an emotional time for you, and I do appreciate you sitting down with us here at Triple Threat Talk. We really appreciate it. We know that you made a judgment call. Like I said, you knew it wasn't the first thing that you saw, but my Facebook post definitely turned heads, and we had to sit down and we had to talk this out. I appreciate your time. Josh, I appreciate you as well. Thank you guys. Stay tuned to OVW Triple Threat Talk to see what happens as this situation develops.
Alright, so good stuff by you, and good stuff by Chris Sharpe, and thanks for Josh jumping in there as well.
Yeah, thank you for everybody who partook in that.
I want to thank Terry P. Bodie for all his insight, help, and, you know, everything they do with that.
And I saw you have a conversation earlier before the taping with Jesse Goddard's.
I did have a little bit of a conversation. Huh? Yeah.
You did.
I did have a conversation with Jesse Goddard's before the taping. He asked me how my vacation went. And I actually talked to him. I'll tease this a little bit.
Yeah, I was hoping you would tease this.
I talked to him about him coming on the show.
Interview Jesse Goddard.
I mean, come on, he's one of the TNA prospects. And we have to go through a few more hurdles.
We have to go through a couple channels
to get to able to interview him. But we are going to work on it. Big B is.
Seems like he'd love to be on the show.
Yeah, Big B will do his due diligence, as it were, as the most epic producer on YouTube.
When we need something.
See, I give you a compliment, he shoots you. I apologize for him. I apologize.
Let's have coffee. Have a couple tortillas. Come on over.
You know what?
Next week, some Latin dip.
Next week, I'm gonna bring you a tortilla and shove it in your face.
Yeah, you do.
But
that.
anyway,
I will
do that, Castro. You do that.
Whoa, dude, that's too far.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Anyway, let him finish.
Okay, so anyway, we have to talk to TNA Public Relations, which we are going to do, and hopefully we get Mr. Spectacular on the show. He seems like he would love to do the show.
Possibly Rob Terry too.
Possibly Rob Terry, which would be another good interview, definitely. So a little insight in on that. So we want to thank Terry P. Bodie for everything he does, helping us out.
Check out his new fan page, thefanadvocate.com.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, on all honesty, I know WWE is bigger because they've been around longer. But honestly, this is personally me. I love talking about OVW more, to be honest with you. Because it feels like we're more part of it than anything else.
Yeah. And also, I want to thank. I know we don't thank them enough. And we don't thank him as much as we should. So I want to thank Frank Miller, a.k.a. Trailer Park Trash, for allowing us into their home every week. Even though he may not know about us, thanks to Danny Davis.
Yeah.
I
think he did.
I think Frank had to clear with him first.
Right. So we want to thank all those people. And also we want to thank our good pal Carl LaGreca from Papa John's for helping us out with some things.
You know what I notice?
What's that?
Every time I see Carl LaGreca in OVW at the tapings, and Papa Slice comes out, Carl is nowhere to be found. Don't analyze it like you will.
You know what would be a good ring, though?
What?
Okay. You know how Terry always has his moniker of better pizza, better wrestling,
better ingredients,
better wrestling,
Papa John's.
Papa John's.
Yeah.
Why not better ingredients, better pizza, better topics, Papa John's? What do you think?
Moving on.
Moving on.
Wow.
So
have some chocolate milk. Come on over.
Oh my God. He's created a nice menu. You got tortillas, you got tea, you got cake, you got everything.
Cuban cigars.
Yeah, just have a ball. Have a ball.
Across the Caribbean. Let's do this. Come on.
There goes my pen.
It's the Gulf of Mexico.
But the Caribbean goes across over there. The Gulf of Mexico. I will tell you right now, you do not cross the Gulf of Mexico
but it's
to
the
get to
Caribbean.
Florida.
It's the Caribbean.
Well, I said the Caribbean. It doesn't matter.
Just tell him.
Moving on.
Tomato.
Potato.
Let's call the whole thing off.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Let's have a truce.
WWE now.
Do we have to?
Yeah, of course.
Lesnar and Cena brawl, the kickoff brawl, and he did land that punch!
UFC style. It's over!
That was nuts!
Stop the match.
Cena's like blood all over.
Only he can do that.
Shut up.
You want to get nuts? You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts!
So, real blood.
Real blood.
Real blood. True blood.
Busted him wide
True
open.
blood.
True blood. Wide open.
Yep.
A-Train, Lord Tensai continued his dominance.
No, it's Prince Albert.
Well, I'll say this, though. The coolest thing, people aren't stupid, okay? They know who Lord Tensai is, okay? But the coolest thing ever, when he was beating down and destroying Yoshitatsu, I heard chants in the crowd, Albert, Albert. They're not stupid. They know who he is.
They know who he is.
And Michael Cole, don't try to pull the sheet over our faces. Oh, he's a former WWE star. We know who he is, Michael Cole. Shut up.
What do you guys think about the continuing assaults of Chris Jericho on CM Punk?
Love it.
I love it.
I think the feud between these two is excellent. The alcohol thing is a really risky thing, and it's very excellent
good.
how they're portraying it. I love it.
Yeah, it's I can't agree more.
Yeah,
is it me?
Very good stuff.
From the show aspect, for the first couple weeks before WrestleMania, and then just this little bit past WrestleMania, is it me? Or is WWE getting away from the PG era?
They are.
They are.
Like we said. I mean, we said that a couple weeks ago on the show, or a couple months ago on the show. They're slowly getting away from the PG era, and I don't know what era we're moving into, but
just because I don't know how the ratings work, I'm not in television business, but can you use alcohol in a PG setting? Does that really work?
Well,
Is that not cross like the PG-13?
I think it kind of does a little bit, but if you notice, has it said TV PG?
Well, I haven't noticed, but I'm saying in any PG movie you've seen, is there any alcohol in it? I don't remember.
Well, if you also look,
Radio Flyer,
you can't tell that what alcohol it is.
Right.
Right.
But the
I realize they're referencing
the Jack Daniels could have been, but the beer was really, because he popped the top.
Zima.
So
I thought he was trying to be stone cold or something. I don't know.
Kane got to do something we've all wanted to do: chokeslam a stooge.
You mean chokeslam?
That was the whole thing that brought down Raw. It was a Three Stooges thing. The movie looks horrendous. If I'm just being honest with you.
I will say one thing about it though: the three guys they got playing the Stooges. Oh my God, they look just like.
Yeah,
I do
like Will Sasso. He's very entertaining. Yeah. The Hulk Hogan thing was great.
No, it wasn't.
What?
It was not. I think
I gotta agree with PostMaster.
I think they can get into a heap of trouble over it.
I don't think they can get into trouble. I
didn't say. I'm not meaning.
I'm asking like.
I don't think
what they did, can they get in trouble?
No.
But doesn't he own the rights to the trademark Hulkamania?
No, they do.
They've done it before.
They've done it before.
They've done that kind of thing.
They can do whatever they want. But, I mean...
how does he get away with using it if they own it? Like, he uses
it in
It's attached to his name.
It's attached to his name.
They used Ric Flair a couple weeks ago.
His last name
is...
I mean, since it is... it's Terry Hulk Hogan. It's part of his name.
No,
it's part of his name, so you can use it.
Whatever. So, I mean, I thought Will Sasso's impression of Hulk Hogan was excellent.
Oh, that's
what I was saying.
That was good.
That's what I'm saying.
It was better.
And then, of course, Kane. I would prefer it if he chokes on all three of them. But looking back on it, I guess I can see why. Because Will Sasso hasn't built with wrestling before. He did get stunned by Steve Austin before. So he's been involved with wrestling before. Mm-hmm. So I did like Kane chokeslamming him. It was pretty cool to see that. So. I enjoyed that.
How about Otunga in the main event, guys? What are y'all's thoughts on Otunga? Like I said earlier, with the user question that I asked, I said take out everybody, take out Swagger, put in Otunga. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
You mean John Cena versus Mr. Greaser?
Come on now, seriously.
Like I said, Johnson and Johnson.
Greasy.
And then Lesnar F5 Cena again too.
I do like Otunga in the main event. I do think it's cool that they're pushing him a little bit.
Yes.
But at the same time, against John Cena, it's kind of putting against the little dog against a big dog. So it's
he had more oil on his chest than a Mobile One oil change center. I mean, it was ugly.
He did have a lot of oil, but
he was glossing to say the least.
Like a roasted chicken out there.
Yeah. Hey, we can have chicken and then tortillas and then
come on over across the Caribbean. Come on over. Let's do this.
All right.
My house.
So SmackDown.
How about we have a blast from the past?
Yeah, SmackDown Live.
SmackDown Live. How about we have Sergeant Slaughter,
Maggot,
Rowdy Piper.
Yes.
Cowboy Bob Orton.
I wear a cast.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh.
Mick Foley.
Where?
Woo.
Ted DiBiase.
Ha ha ha.
And
Hillbilly Jim.
Yes. And Dusty Rhodes.
I wine and dine
which
kings and queens.
I'm glad they had.
Yeah.
Because it seems like a lot of times when they do this legend stuff, they don't use Dusty Rhodes. And when your son is in the high tier mid card, low tier main event, and you don't bring him on, he should be brought on. I mean, they always bring back Cowboy Bob, and he was nowhere near epic as Dusty Rhodes.
Cowboy Bob Orton got attacked by Kane.
Yeah. And Kane I always like family reunions. I kind of laughed, and I was like, oh my god.
But a few things from SmackDown Live. Sheamus was fined $500,000 for assaulting referee Chad Patton.
No way.
$500,000. $500,000.
The prize at Big Brother.
Big B.
What?
$500,000 is not a lot of money nowadays.
Well, I know.
So, it's a sizable chunk. I wouldn't turn my nose down at it.
Yeah, right. And then the biggest thing I want to talk about is Piper's Pit with guest, Daniel Bryan. Piper had AJ on because the previous week Daniel Bryan broke up with AJ over apparently costing him the belt at WrestleMania. So Piper was trying to get things in AJ's favor, but AJ did insist it was her fault. So despite all of Piper's compliments, when Bryan told AJ to leave, she did. And Bryan slapped Piper at the end of the segment. What do you think about Daniel Bryan and all this stuff?
I like where they're going with Daniel Bryan's character right now. Yeah, the 18 seconds loss at WrestleMania was a little bit of a bummer, but like I said, they had their reasons for that.
Yeah.
I like with the direction that they're writing in Daniel Bryan's favor right now. I like how they're kind of clearing everything out of his way. He's kind of starting from scratch, only as a heel. They're tearing him down, taking down AJ, just putting him in a match at WrestleMania where he lost the title, and now they're resetting. They're resetting everything, as it were, and it's going to be some good things to come. Don't be surprised if we see the strap around the waist of Daniel Bryan again very shortly.
Yeah, I do like the Daniel Bryan yes thing. Obviously, you can see that. I think it gives him some kind of charisma because it's very rare. I mean, it is very rare for someone to have really great skills in the ring and be good in the mic. There's only like a handful. So for Daniel Bryan to be really good in the ring, which he is, and then finally to get some charisma with this yes thing and the crowd behind him and the T-shirt thing, which hopefully I'll be wearing on the next show. Hopefully, I do like what they're doing with Daniel Bryan. So, and then the main event, Sheamus and Mean Gene Okerlund
Really?
defeated Daniel Bryan and WWE to close the show.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, since I wasn't here last week to discuss it, I will say I'm quite pleased that Alberto Del Rio has returned.
I'm sure you
Yes.
are. One thing I do want to mention before we close on SmackDown, I did like the fact, even though they lost, I did like the fact that Heath Slater and Tyson Kidd teamed up with manager Jimmy Hart. I do like Jimmy Hart.
Tyson Kidd and True Moon
Heath Slater
in his favorite restaurant,
Southern
Asian
Rockstar.
Moon.
Southern Rockstar.
Rock Band.
The one-man Southern Rock Band.
Come on over, we'll have a duet.
So no, wait. So we have apparently karaoke, cake, coffee, tea,
chicken,
tortillas, chicken. We got a whole feast.
Come on over.
It's gonna be a party.
Come on.
Watch one of these episodes. We're gonna have all this on the table.
It's gonna be like, hello there. Can you see it now? It'll be Heath and Fidel.
So,
hello, dictator.
I mean, in all seriousness, I know on the show we talk about the business side of stuff. Before we close, it's like Raw is obviously getting a lot better because of Brock Lesnar and all that stuff, and they're making more sense with doing things. What is SmackDown? Because SmackDown's not as bad as it used to be. It's getting a little bit more interesting and entertaining to watch. What does SmackDown need to do to keep on this trend and possibly...
Really?
What?
You think it's more entertaining to watch?
Than it used to be.
They have to... They have to do these gimmick-type nights to get people to watch. Nobody watches SmackDown.
OVW is 10 times better than SmackDown.
I know that, but I'm saying it's more... Like, SmackDown used to be unwatchable.
Ring of Honor might even be better
Still
than SmackDown.
unwatchable.
No, there's a few things that make me want to still watch it.
TNA is more entertaining than SmackDown.
Now, wait a minute. No, the wheelchair retirement home for wrestlers is not more epic than SmackDown.
I like Daniel Bryan, Sheamus.
They have good wrestlers on SmackDown.
You know what they need to do? They'll never do it. They will never do it.
What?
Get rid of SmackDown.
No.
I
That's
say
not what they need to do.
I say get rid of the brand extension.
Yes.
For the love of God, on Raw you have Raw Super Show. You have both anyway. So why don't just say screw the draft, screw the brands, just have them on both shows anyway.
Like they used to.
What's the point of having Raw Super Show and then SmackDown just the other half? It's
That's
like why?
Exactly what they
It's to give their big name stars a break.
They need to bring back,
and that's all it is. I guarantee it. It's so people like John Cena doesn't have to work both TV shows a week, or CM Punk or Chris Jericho or
Sheamus.
Well,
sometimes they're on Raw.
Another big thing, and what they need to do also, is switch SmackDown to live.
Yeah, I think when this Tuesday ratings come out, they'll probably be a little bit higher.
Yes.
First, here's the thing, okay? SmackDown used to be on Thursdays. Thursday was a more appropriate night to watch it.
Why not go back to Thursdays?
Go back to Thursdays, or go back to Tuesdays, make it live.
Go back to Thursday, make it live, and wipe the map off of TNA.
Or Tuesdays live or Thursdays live. I don't care which. Friday, whoever decided on Friday SmackDown, it has a nice ring to it because it's been around for a while. Friday Night SmackDown sounds kind of cool, but nobody, very rarely, does anybody stay home on a Friday night.
Who stays home on a Friday night besides this guy? I mean, seriously.
That's only because that's his date night with Cody Rhodes. Every night he can turn on the TV at 8 o'clock and know that his date, Cody Rhodes, will always be there.
That's true.
You know what it is? And since the release of the Titanic, the re-release on 3D came out this week, he probably was watching SmackDown last night going, near, far, wherever Cody you are.
I'm king of the world!
You suck and you suck.
and you want to...
Oh, my.
I cut that one. I pumped that brake. Everybody heard me. I pumped the brake.
All right.
Next week on the show, it'll be Big B, Dean Hill, and Terry Bodie. Check it out.
Come over. We'll see Cody Rhodes. Hang out with Cody.
Yes.
Cody will be there.
Have some chicken. Have some tortillas.
Does any fan out there have any aspirin?
An aspirin? I got some ibuprofen.
I've got some. You take the Paren out of that. I've got that right here.
Ibuprofen.
All right, guys. You got a wild card today?
Yes, we do.
You have a wild card?
You have a wild card, sir.
You do.
You do.
I know your wild card.
What?
What's my wild card?
Yes.
Yes.
What?
You wanted to talk about Hot Little Brother.
Yes.
I think I'm gonna go try today or Saturday. Big Brother tryouts are in Louisville down at 4th Street. I posted the thought on Facebook and said, "Me on Big Brother. What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think." But so far, everybody except for this guy right here has said that I would probably be pretty epic at it. And I think I got a minor in psychology. I know how to work people over. I think it's a good fit for me.
Yeah, I would like to see it. Except for the fact, you'd be on TV and I have to watch every week.
Right.
I mean, I can do it with you face to face. I can watch it on TV.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, I think it'd be really cool if you did the show. So.
Well, I don't think he could do it anyway because I don't think his fiance would allow him to be.
I think she would.
That much.
For that prize
For that?
when I know I can
$500,000?
You kidding me? $500,000?
She'd say, "Go, have fun."
Have fun. Do that.
Yeah, really? $500,000?
Bring me home money. Come on. We'll have fun. Watch it on TV.
Come on, bring home $500,000.
Yeah, hey.
We'll have a poker game.
We'll have a poker game. While
Come on
we
over.
eat chicken with Cody Rhodes and have tortillas and drink beer.
Let's do this.
Smoke Cuban cigars.
I am never going to get Cody Rhodes on this show.
Thank God.
I know. Because, like, there'd be puddles
Wild
everywhere.
card.
Hey.
What?
WrestleMania's next year and we're going. So.
Is your point?
I think we Cody Rhodes.
Anyway, tell us about your Madden, will you?
Wild card. Okay. We all know about the Madden cover curse.
Yes.
It's nothing new. It's not a coincidence. It happens every year. Okay? Every single year the person is on Madden, something bad happens. It's not an opinion, it's a fact.
There's one person to beat it. I forgot who it was.
No, nobody did.
Yeah, there's one.
No.
There is one.
No.
I promise you.
There's
Next
one.
week on the show, I'll be here with the person that beat the
And I'll tell you you're wrong.
Nope.
Okay. Anyway, so since last year, they instead of EA picking the person to be on the cover, they let the fans decide. Hence, that's why we had a Cleveland Brown on the cover last year in Peyton Hillis. So this year, right now it's down to the final 8. I don't remember all the people involved.
Patrick Willis.
There's Cam Newton.
Or I should be saying.
You should be saying no.
Patrick
Cam
Willis.
Newton, Patrick Willis, Victor Cruz, Rob Gronkowski, Calvin Johnson, Ray Rice, Larry Fitzgerald. There's another one in there I can't remember.
Larry Fitzgerald's already been on there once, and he
I don't think
paid to be
he'll
on
be
there.
So the one thing I have an issue with is Rob Gronkowski. He's really pushing to be on this cover. Why? I understand that the aura of being on the most popular football game in the world.
Coming off your rookie season.
Yeah, that too. Being on the cover of Madden is a great achievement in your career, and that's fine. But dude, look at the past, man. It affected every single guy on that cover in a negative way. Michael Vick went to jail.
Practice voodoo. Come on.
Sean Alexander retired.
Let's do this.
We'll have a Madden unveiling. We'll eat chicken with Cody Rhodes while we play poker.
Let's do this.
Smoke our Cuban cigars.
The issue I have is, why do you want to be on the cover of Madden? I mean, I'm thrilled that Marshall Lynch is out of the running because I don't want him on the cover.
Why did Kate Upton want to be on the cover of the Sports Illustrated
For the
edition?
love of God, John Madden put himself on the cover one year, and look what happened there.
He's been on the cover every year because they started putting people on it.
Yeah. I know, that's what I'm saying.
But the issue I have, and to finish off this wild card, is just
He developed a speech impediment.
just go play football. Why do you have to try to be on a thing that's going to ruin your career? Look at Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning has never been on the cover of Madden, and if they asked him, he'd say no. So, to those who disbelieve the Madden curse, it's real. It's out there. Go play football. Don't worry about being on a video game cover and do your job.
Beware.
All right, the NHL playoffs kicked off last night, as it were. We will get more into depth next week on the NHL playoffs, considering they just started.
Yep.
But a couple things I would like to go over real quick, and that is a couple good series, opening round series to talk about. Probably the most competitive and probably may go the length, the distance, may go to the judge's decision. Wait, we're not talking about boxing here.
Or UFC.
But in the Western Conference, you have the Nashville Predators, who are a 4 seed. Hey, wait, whoa, Nashville Predators.
Did you even forget that?
And taking on the Detroit Red Wings, the 5 seed.
They're a powerhouse.
That'll be a very interesting matchup. And even though the Vancouver Canucks are the 1 seed and probably the favorite to win the Stanley Cup, they are going to have a tough out in the first round. They play the Los Angeles Kings.
Those crazy Canuckers.
I knew he would say that. I just knew he couldn't resist.
I know he couldn't resist.
But that'll definitely be a good matchup as far as a 1 versus an 8. And on the Eastern Conference side, probably the most ruthless and most hatred rival, and as the Philadelphia Flyers and the Pittsburgh Penguins in round 1. Should be a very good matchup there. I know your Devils are playing the Florida Panthers.
Another one I'm excited for is because it's very rare for me.
New York Rangers are playing Ottawa.
I even though I don't live there anymore, even though I don't live there anymore, I can tell you.
I was trying to make a joke, man. It just couldn't.
I can tell you that the Rangers fans are.
The other name other than Senator.
The Rangers are hyped up for it.
Dictator.
No, we're not talking about.
We had a name for it when we did that hockey thing.
What?
We made up names for teams. I can't remember what the names were.
Yeah, I know.
The Ottawa. I don't know. But it's really awesome to see the Rangers in the playoffs. They're not there very often. So it's really exciting for the New York fan base to have the team in the playoffs, and possibly the Knicks could get the Knicks could get one of the 7th or 8th seed in the NBA. So very exciting.
If they're from Canada, why are they named after a U.S. judicial system?
Very interesting question.
I don't care about it.
By the way, before we go,
can we go?
Should we ask Lamar Odom if he's in or out?
He's out.
He's out.
That was really, that was definitely. They put him on inactive for the rest of the season, which basically.
He's done.
Don't cross the boss, buddy.
Mark Cuban. You should now already know that Mark Cuban is a take no flack.
He is the law.
We'll invite Lamar. Come on over. It'll be a time.
We can have an interview. We can have Lamar, and he can talk about true moves.
My place. Let's do this.
All right, that does it for Walker. I didn't have an idiot of the week other than yourselves.
Big B, idiot of the week.
Actually, we did have an idiot of the week. I thought.
You thought?
We thought, but we covered him already. We said Bobby Petrino.
Bobby Petrino, probably.
So, Bobby Petrino, you are this week's Triple Threat Talk Idiot of the Week.
Idiot of the week?
Idiot of the week.
I guess. I mean,
in stereo.
I guess Big B could be Idiot of the Week. Of course, he's Idiot of the Week every week.
Alright, guys, that's the show. Thank you for listening.
Listening? You mean watching?
Well, they all listen anyway. I mean, just
let's do it the right way. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you want to like us on Facebook, you can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/triplethreattalk. You can follow us on Twitter at triplethreattalk with 1 T. And you can send us any comment or question you have at triplethreattalk@yahoo.com. So for Triple Threat Talk, this is Big B.
This is Postmaster Jones, and I am glad to be back.
This is the Doctor, and I wish Michael Hayes was back.
This is Big B signing off, and apparently, according to the Doctor, we're having a feast next week, so come on over!
My house!
Play poker!
Be there! Let's do it.
Dean Hill, please help me.